Live from the CBS Bay Area studios, this is KPIX 5 News.
Now on KPIX 5 and streaming on CBS News Bay Area, we look at what's next after big elections in San Francisco and San Jose.
And a big night for the whole Bay Area and Dub Nation just around the corner. Good afternoon, Ellen Keyes.
I'm Amanda Starantino. We'll have coverage of those big races in a second. First, tip-off for Game 3 is just hours from now. The NBA Finals is tied at 1 game apiece. The Warriors will look to keep the momentum from Game 2 going as the Dubs beat down the Celtics. With the series shifting to Boston, Warriors players expect a tough environment.
This is especially like this a historic team. There's a lot of history in this city and in this building, and should be an amazing atmosphere.
To this point, Boston has not had much of a home court advantage. The Celtics have already dropped 4 games at home throughout the playoffs. And looking live to Chase Center, where fans will be gathering tonight, hoping their cheers fuel the team across the country. The Warriors are hosting a watch party at Thrive City starting at 5 tonight. There's also tickets to get into Chase Center to watch in the arena. Fans can pay $25 to get a seat inside. Tip-off is at 6 tonight.
Our team is on the ground in Boston, and it's a city with a lot of history, including their last continued championship success back in the 80s. Still, Celtics fans are confident.
Celtics all the way. Game 7. I don't know about
7. Celtics
7. It's 7. I mean, you got to compete, you know. But the Warriors are gonna. I know you're from California. I'm sorry, but Celtics all the way, you know.
No, I don't know. Our kid Doe, I do know this, and Charlie Walter are bringing you live coverage from Boston all week. Live coverage starts on the news at 3. And we're all hoping the Dubs get off to a hot start tonight, but it's about to get pretty hot in the Bay Area.
First Alert meteorologist Jessica Birch is here with that forecast, and you can already feel the heat.
Yeah, I mean, that's so true, Amanda. As we extend into the next couple days, it's only going to get warmer and warmer. Here's a temperature outlook for the next 6 to 10 days. We are above average, but it's really not just us. It's the whole state for this matter, and it's due to high pressure pushing its way in from offshore. It dries us up. It warms us up. We're getting up into the triple digits just by Friday in our inland areas. On the bright side, it's a short-lived system. Look at Saturday and Sunday, right back down to the 90s, right back down to the 80s. So, hey, if you have any outdoor opportunities, if you want to head outside, get some fresh air, head out to the coast, don't rule out the weekend just yet. Friday's just not the ideal day. Here's our daytime highs for today, though. Antioch getting up to 88 degrees, 67 just near San Francisco, 83 in San Jose. So it's a pretty warm day for us. Things are changing, though, and we'll keep you updated here in the Weather Center. But for now, back to you.
Voters in San Francisco have voted to recall District Attorney Chesa Boudin. So let's take a look at the latest numbers. With all the precincts reporting 60% of the votes cast were in favor of the recall. Boudin was elected in 2019. Talking with his supporters last night, he blamed billionaires for outspending them during the campaign and said this is really about people's frustration with the criminal justice system.
The right-wing billionaires outspent us 3-1. They exploited an environment in which people are appropriately upset. And they created an electoral dynamic where we were literally shadow boxing. Voters were not asked to choose between criminal justice reform and something else. They were given an opportunity to voice their frustration and their outrage, and they took that opportunity.
San Francisco Mayor London Breed now has the task of appointing a replacement because Prop C is failing. That appointee will be eligible to run in November to finish out Boudin's term. Voters in San Jose have narrowed down their choices for the next mayor of the Bay Area's largest city, and Makovic has more on what's next there.
And a lot of things to take into consideration, big issues from housing and business to crime and safety. Taking a live look at the city of San Jose, where voters are going to be deciding between 2 candidates in the next mayoral election in November. Last night, voters whittled down the field of 7. On top, Santa Clara County Supervisor Cindy Chavez, followed by current City Councilman Matt Mahan. He joined us live on the KPIX 5 Morning News to talk about what's next.
What I bring to the table from my experience as both a teacher and an entrepreneur is being accountable for results, having to set goals, measure performance, and deliver results. And I just think that's sorely missing in local government today.
Now, Mahan is a relative newcomer to politics. He spent time as a teacher and tech entrepreneur before joining the council. He is seen as a business-friendly candidate for mayor. Chavez has a long history in South Bay politics, dating back almost 2 years, 20 years rather, serving on the San Jose City Council and most recently the County Board of Supervisors. She's also a favorite of labor leaders.
But we're already back at work today, getting ready to talk to the voters about the fall, but also to hear their thoughts and hopes and aspirations for their families and their neighborhoods and what that means for the city as a whole.
Now, those top 2 vote getters were also, coincidentally, not so much the top 2 spenders in this race. So we are sure to see a lot more political money flying between now and November. Len.
Hope, love, pride. Presented by Waymo.
Well, the road to Pride is long and at times treacherous. 41 years ago, the journey included news of a mysterious illness that spread primarily within the gay community. As our Alan Martin tells us, for one former KPIX journalist, reporting on the crisis turned into a true gift.
Former KPIX anchor and reporter, our colleague Hank Plant.
How important are we to you?
Well, listen, San Francisco.
For 25 years, Hank covered some of the biggest stories in the Bay Area.
Do you still characterize this as a barroom brawl?
Hank Plant.
But none as profound or consequential as AIDS. Looking back on it now, with the hindsight, how would you describe your experience of living through and covering the AIDS crisis?
It was a gift. It was a gift.
Hank began his journalism career at the Washington Post.
The new activism around AIDS.
By the 80s, he turned to TV and KPIX. You were out at the time, correct?
Yeah, I was. I think I was the first openly gay TV reporter in the country. I was certainly one of the first. And so when AIDS came along, there I was in San Francisco, which was ground zero for the AIDS epidemic.
In the early years of AIDS, there was no cure or effective treatment, but there was plenty of fear, stigma, and suffering.
These were my friends who were dying.
When the epidemic began, Ronald Reagan was president. His administration failed to aggressively address the public health threat. At one point,
Mayor Dianne Feinstein's AIDS budget for the city of San Francisco was bigger than President Reagan's AIDS budget was for the entire United States.
KPIX television made a monumental decision to extensively cover the AIDS crisis. Hank was part of our team.
One is whether it's safe to give.
The goal? To educate viewers, stem the spread of the disease, and lessen the fear. It also put a human face on the unfolding tragedy. Patients spoke openly with Hank.
You know, it was so much to ask of these AIDS patients, to ask them to go on TV in 1986. They knew they looked bad. They knew they had lost weight. They knew that maybe they had lesions on their faces. Their friends would see it. Their employers would see it. I mean, these men and women were so courageous.
4 years after the crisis began, President Reagan finally acknowledged the epidemic in public.
And I made a note in my reporter's notebook that night, standing in front of him, that at that moment when he said the word AIDS for the first time, 23,000 Americans had already died.
As dawn broke over the U.S. Capitol, the incredible sight of the AIDS quilt came to life.
In 1987, the AIDS quilt, woven with the names of those who died, was displayed for the first time on the National Mall in Washington, D.C. KPIX sent Hank to cover the unveiling.
I have to tell you, I cried. I got there at sunrise with my photographer, Peter Hobie. We stood at the edge and watched it unfold, and I was supposed to be doing a TV news story, and I just started weeping because you could see the names unfolding right in front of us. And Peter, the photographer, was gracious enough to walk away and give me a moment to compose myself, because I wasn't there to cry, I was there to report on what was going on. It was overwhelming, and I'll never forget that moment.
Over the years, Hank won awards for his AIDS reporting, including a Peabody and several Emmys. As to why covering the epidemic was such a gift to Hank, it has nothing to do with these accolades.
It's the work that I'm proudest of in my career. I actually think we save people's lives.
In San Francisco, Alan Martin, KPIX 5.
You can see all of our Pride reporting in the special section on the KPIX.com homepage.
Now to a developing story. A California man arrested after making threats against Supreme Court Justice Brett Kavanaugh. The suspect facing a charge of attempting or threatening to kidnap or murder a U.S. judge. The FBI says the suspect had a knife, a gun, pepper spray, zip ties, and other weapons near Kavanaugh's Maryland home. The man telling law enforcement he was upset about the leak of the Supreme Court opinion on abortion rights.
It's been an emotional day filled with heartbreaking testimony on Capitol Hill. Survivors and families of victims of both the Uvalde and Buffalo shootings were in D.C. today, all calling on lawmakers to do something.
He shot my friend that was next to me, and I thought he was going to come back to the room, so I grabbed the blood and put it all over me.
For some reason, to some people, to people with money, to people who fund political campaigns, the guns are more important than children.
Senate Democrats and Republicans are working to see if they can reach some kind of compromise on new gun control measures. Both sides say the negotiations are entering a critical phase. Democrats say they want to vote on a bill by the end of the week. Meanwhile, Attorney General Merrick Garland has announced the creation of the Uvalde Critical Incident Review Team. Garland says the team will investigate the response of law enforcement officers the day of the Uvalde shooting. New at noon, a car slams into a home in Martinez, triggering a gas leak that has now led to streets being shut down.
Chopper 5 was over the scene. The home is on Alhambra Avenue. It is only 1 block from the Contra Costa Regional Medical Center. A number of roads are closed in the area, so plan a little extra time if you are driving through that area.